Everybody, we're here with a new workout for today. We're going to be doing a 4x8 single superset. So the single just means all the movements are going to be primarily single-sided. So we're going to do one side at a time. For the exercises, we're going to have 3 different supersets, all 4 rounds for 8 repetitions on each side. So it's going to be a nice full body workout to really challenge yourself with those weights for the 8 repetitions. Make sure it's challenging, but you can still do the movements correctly with proper form. We're going to start off with a single arm thruster with a step up with reverse lunge. So a couple of really good explosive compound movements that we're going to be working on. For our single arm thruster, we are going to have our weight in one hand. We're going to bring that up to the front rack position. For our single arm thruster, we're going to be doing a squat and then really using our legs to drive up and push that weight overhead. So feet should be a little wider than hip width apart. We're going to go down into our squat and then we're going to really drive with our legs, pushing that weight overhead for our single arm thruster. So that's 8 on each side. From there, we're going to go into our step up with reverse lunge. So if you have a box or a chair, a bench of something that's going to be very sturdy that you can step on, we're going to want to use that for our step up. So from here, we're going to step up with one foot to make sure that your foot's fully on your bench or box, whatever you're using. You're going to want to drive up through the heel of the foot on the box, bringing your other foot up next to you, and then as we step down, we're going to go into our reverse lunge. So it's just one fluid movement to do our step up into our reverse lunge. You're going to want to make sure that you switch after your 8 repetitions to step up with the other leg, step down with your right, and then back into our reverse lunge. Just like that. If you don't have a box, what you can do is you can still do your reverse lunge and then drive that knee up with your repetition at the top. So we're going to drive that knee up just like that. So you can do that as an option if you don't have a box to do a step up. From there, we're going to go into an elevated single leg bridge with a plank with a toe tap. So we'll use our bench or box or chair, what you've been using. If you have a couple of couch cushions, you could stack those up too. It'll be a little unstable for you, but that'll just make it a bit more challenging as well. So we're going to be lying, so we're going to have our feet on the box, lying flat on our back, arms at our side, and from here we're actually just going to use one leg, so we can keep one leg straight next to the other one. We're going to drive up through the heel and really drive those hips up. Make sure that we keep our core engaged, squeezing with our glutes and our hamstrings as we do our bridge. So that'll be our single leg bridge. If you don't have a box to elevate, we can always just do our bridge on the floor like we've done before as well. So keeping that foot flat on the ground, driving through the heel to bring those hips up for our single leg bridge. So that's an option as well. From there, we're going to move into our plank with a toe tap. So we can do this either in the high plank position or the standard position on our elbows. So I'll show you both options. So we're going to be high plank position, elbow or hands should be directly under shoulders, about shoulder width apart. We're going to have our feet together. For our toe tap, we're going to take one foot, bring it out to the side, tap the toe, and then we're going to alternate. So we're going to do 8 on each leg. We can also drop down to our elbows and do it from this position as well. So elbows should be directly under shoulders, squeezing that core and our glutes as we do our toe taps to the side. So that's an option as well. Our third superset is going to be a 3-point row along with a single arm floor press. So we're going to want to have our chair or bench or box, what you've been using for a little bit of an elevated surface. From there, we're going to get into our split stance position. We're going to rest one hand on the box. So that with our 2 feet is our 3-point position. Keep that back nice and flat, core engaged. We're going to do our row from this position Bringing that elbow up and back, squeezing the shoulder blades together as you row. So we're going to do 8 on each side. From there, we're going to move into our single arm floor press. So we'll have our weight on one side. We'll have our feet flat on the floor, knees bent. We line back. We should have a slight pelvic tilt to keep that core engaged throughout the movement. Now the twisting part is actually going to be a rotation of the dumbbell as we do our floor press. So from here we're going to press the weight up and rotate from more of the neutral position to turning so our palm is facing forward. So that's going to be the twisting portion. So really squeezing that pec or chest muscle as you're doing your floor press and rotating that weight. And again, we're going to do 8 on each side. So that's going to be our floor press. And then for our finisher, we're going to be doing dead bugs and then a lateral plank walk with a plank hold. So for our dead bug, scoot this out of the way. For our dead bug, we're going to be lying flat on our back. We're going to have our knees above our hips in a 90-degree angle. We're going to have our arms straight overhead. And we're going to do 8 on each side. So from here, we're going to have a slight pelvic tilt to keep that core engaged, keep the flat on the back, or your back flat on the ground, excuse me. And then we're going to extend opposite arm and opposite leg. Bring those back to center as we engage our core. And then we're going to switch to do the opposite side. So leg, opposite arm, extended, bringing those back to center, making sure that we're keeping that core engaged throughout the movement, keeping our back flat on the ground. And then from there, we're going to move into our lateral plank walk with a hold. So we're going to start in the high plank position. So hands should be about shoulder width apart, directly under the shoulders. We're going to take small steps. We're going to do 8 steps to one side. Once we reach there, we're just going to hold this position for 10 seconds. And then we're going to take our 8 steps the opposite direction and hold for 10 seconds there. That'll be our lateral plank walk with a hold. So that's going to be 4 sets for those as well, so 8 each. So 8 dead bugs on each side, and then 8 steps with our lateral plank to each direction with the hold. So that'll be a challenging workout, really targeting full body. Push those weights, really challenge yourself if you can.